Postgame, and you guys really fought hard. Nice to see our guys keep battling what we're doing. Got a lot of improvement that we've made, but a lot we can keep making. To me, again, there's a lot of ball in that game. Early we fought behind, but I think settling down, I think the goal line stand was pretty nice, extremely huge. And then to take it 99 yards after that was very outstanding. I think we had an interception down there tight that led to a 96-yard touchdown drive. And so great responses, great stops, great responses. Another pick by John Crawford there, which was awesome. Blocked field goal by Nick Mangieri. Punt return, Mitchell Page. You're in a one-possession game. That's why, again, when we're up 10, we went for 7. That's why when we had the ball, we were running boot passes. We needed to keep the gas on because we knew we needed to score, and we needed to score touchdowns. So very fortunate. I really appreciate the way the guys keep battling. Get a lot of respect for that team because they are awfully good. I think somebody had them rated in the top 30 in the country in one of those magical polls, and it's very deserving. But again, proud of our kids. And what excites me is they're buying in, and they're getting better, and there's so much that we can keep working on. So it's good to have a nice victory, and we'll keep moving forward. We'll have a great challenge next week, one in Winston-Salem. Questions?
Kevin, what's been the key for the third quarter? Thinking about scored opponents like 44-0, 21-0 today. What's been the key?
You know, I'd like to tell you something magical. We don't go in there and yell. After we told you, hey, just go play one play, next play. I like to say we're doing something fancy in practice. We're not. I do think we have a strong team. Physically strong. I think we're mentally getting stronger. I think as the game goes on, I think we gain a little momentum as we play. I think also in this day and age, I think it's very easy as coaches that we can get in the way and there's a bunch of clutter. We have way too many formations and concepts and blitzes and coverage and you know, if you're not careful, you get all over the place. And once you start playing, you know, you start seeing how they're really attacking you. You watch 3, 4, 5 games, and every week's different in how people attack you. I think sometimes it's just a matter of us as coaches. I think the players settle in. I think they get stronger. I think as coaches, it's just eliminating clutter and really, hey, what do you need and what do you get to? And I think our coaches and players have been together enough now. We understand some things and we can get to some things. And like I say, I like to say it's something earth-shattering. It's not. I think it's a little bit of maturity. And I think it's a little bit of elimination of things at halftime and getting a good rhythm and just playing hard.
Kevin, can you talk about Howard and especially on that last drive, his productive day?
Again, I think he gets stronger. I think the line's pretty good. I think the O-line's good. And the tight end group, you know, so we got a bunch of those guys out there playing a lot of football. I think we had almost 59 rushes. I'm sure Nate's got a scramble or two. And 27 pass attempts. So when you play a game in college football spread and you're 50-plus rushing attempts and 30 or so passing attempts, you know, that shows that you got a little bit of rhythm going there. So I thought they started very, very much in a run-oriented offense that set up their pass. I thought we got going when we really ran the ball coming out the 1-yard line and really got into some rhythm. And I think that just kind of transitioned our coaching's thoughts, and we just got into good sync. So Jordan Strong, he's mature. It's kind of how he played last year. I think he is a guy that gets stronger as he goes. But I also think that's a sign of Coach Hill, those 4th and 5th-year linemen. I think you just kind of keep one of those 4th-year, 5th-year tight ends. Those guys kind of wear on you a little bit, and that's good to see.
You guys, I mean, you stayed in no huddle most of the game, but it felt like the second half you really maybe played some ball control out of that. Is that a product of having more experience? Is it a product of having those physical running backs? Just kind of what maybe let you guys do that?
Well, sometimes I think, you know, we can go fast, Zach, and get some misalignments, and we scored a touchdown going fast. We got them in busted coverage. We went quick enough. They didn't get their eyes on the dude. It was a freebie. Sometimes you get some negative plays going fast because there's a bunch of funky looks you get, you know, per se. Just as the game went along, there was a time where we started huddling. I think we've changed some verbiage, but we thought they were on to some things. That's one of the reasons we huddle. Don't let them hear the call. And again, we're just trying to max it out. We are a better team when we stay in rhythm, though. So even though we huddle, we still then try to hold it, and then come out. We don't like to walk to the line. So even though we huddle up and try to use the clock, we didn't want to get in non-attack mode. So we have a way of doing that where we still kind of come out. We hold up, let 20 seconds go off, but then we kind of come up and we're kind of playing in our rhythm, if that makes sense. And that's why those boot passes were neat. Big one there with 2 minutes left in the game. When everybody says, hey, what if you drop the ball? Well, if you run it inside, they got too many dudes, you can get 1, 2, 3. Again, Jordan was getting 4, 5, 6, so he was just running hard, so.
Kevin, how do you think the defense played today? They did give up 568 yards.
Yeah, pretty good though. I mean, this day and age of college ball, the way they came out and, shut them down in the third quarter, gave up a couple big plays, that's going to happen. I'd like to see us wear our body language a little bit better when it's not going well. I think sometimes I'm sitting there watching Oklahoma Tulsa today, and it goes from 31-10 to 31-24 in 15 seconds. Because they bomb it, onside kick, Hail Mary, boom. I mean, this day and age, you got to snap it again. That's why when the old school says run the clock out, I was telling KJ, you got to go score. And if they would have had a timeout, we would have tried to score, but we didn't need to at the end. So take a knee, and again, how about a couple weeks ago, everybody says, hey, you should run the clock down and kick a field goal. Anybody watch the Giants the other night? That worked out pretty good. I mean, you got to score. Our deal was we had to go score. This was a game that you needed to score touchdowns. We needed to get turnovers, which we did. So again, I think the defense, you can skew those numbers. It's a better defensive crowd, and that was an offense. That kid's going to throw the ball in 2 seconds. He's throwing it to dynamic players. I didn't expect it to be a shootout, but I didn't expect it to be easy. I thought our defense, a lot of improving they can do, but I don't dislike the way they play. You can statistically look at that all you want. I think, what are we, 8 or something on third down? What are they? We got 2 turnovers. What are they, third down? 2 of 5 of 11 on third down. Is that right?
Yeah, they were 5.
We're 8 of 12. You're winning the turnover deal. They throw the ball 46 times. So they got 26 rushes for what is it, 64 yards, 84. I can't read this. 84. So that's we got them one-dimensional. When you get somebody one-dimensional, you got a chance. We gave up a couple plays with the young DBs. Those young DBs make plays, and we'll just kind of keep playing with them.
Can you
It's
talk
kind of
about
fun.
Crawford's interception?
What is it about Jonathan Crawford that makes him capable of being this productive as a player?
He's talented. Now he's long, tall, range. He's just played a lot of sports. He's played a lot of ball. He wasn't playing with his thumbs. He was out in the backyard. He plays basketball, football. He's got good awareness. He's got good feel. He's played sports, and because of that, he's you get those kids down south, and you get kids that play multiple sports, and they're used to just playing ball. He's a good ball player. He's a great athlete. And he's a really good ball player.
Coach, comment on that last drive. Your offense against like a good defense, they cut it for 3 and ran the clock out and never had a chance to get the ball back.
And we thought we needed to score, so it wasn't like just try to get a first down. That's why a couple of those runs were huge by Jordan. We hung it up a couple and milked the clock, but we didn't lose our rhythm. That was big.
Coach, you have a
We were trying to score, though. We weren't trying to run it out. We were trying to score. We were trying to take time, but we were trying to score. We were not trying to sit. You cannot sit on the ball with a team like that. We didn't get in the end zone. I promise you, we were trying.
you utilize a strong running back, a strong offensive line, but you had a senior quarterback out there too. He makes a good throw on a 3rd and 9. Then you talked about the throw to Corsaro as well, but it's good to have a senior quarterback to utilize in that situation too.
In that throw, we'd actually talked before the drive, hey, we're going to do this on 3rd down. We're going to go to the store right now. And that was a tempo play because we thought we could go tempo, and we changed the formation we'd done. We said, hey, if we do it this play, we got a chance to get a single shot over there to the boundary, either to Ricky or Simi. And then, of course, good protection. And then Nate delivered. So, again, Nate's pretty good. Again, I don't know necessarily how many great players are on offense, but you put them all together collectively. When they play together collectively, it's a veteran line, good tight ends, there's good skill outside, getting better, backs are strong, it's a good quarterback. It's pretty good. We're complaining about how bad the offense is doing. I think we got the leading receiver, leading rusher, 2nd quarterback in the conference. So it's nice our standards getting to that we're high in stats and everybody complains. That's a sign of our program growing. We kind of like that. We take that as a positive challenge, and we embrace that. Our kids like that. It's a lot of fun.
Do you see anything different between maybe this year and past teams that allowed you guys to win 3 close games in a row?
I think, one, the way we prepare, but 2, we've talked about it's not the way you practice, but the way you bring it. And I think a couple kids told me that they think, even though we've had a bunch of good kids, this is the best senior leadership because they've kind of been with us all the time, and they're totally get it. Like Casaro told me after practice, hey man, why we kicked that field goal, and I think it was, Coach, I'm the only guy here crazy enough that likes you. I got you. But those guys are in sync with us. So I think a part of it is that our seniors, our leaders, Marcus Olivers, all those guys that do a lot for us are totally invested with us, and they have no second doubts. They see it, they like it, and I think the way last year ended, they know it could have went other directions, even though we only won 1 game down the stretch. The way those kids battled, they came in there feeling, hey, we're kind of close, and we had some bad breaks. In time, there's going to be good breaks. Let's just keep playing hard and make good breaks. And again, it's good to be 3-0. We've got a tremendous challenge, so we'll get over this one quickly and get on the wake. Anything else?
In a close game like this, a lot of times special teams are huge, and you guys got some big plays to block field goals and punt return. Just talk about how that unit keeps coming on and seems to be getting better.
Well, again, you watched them play, and you knew you needed to play well in all three phases. They had a great returner, who was averaging 44 yards a return. So the kickoffs were awesome. I mean, you just took that out of the game. You know, we talked a lot about not punting the ball a lot, that we need to go for it on some fourth downs. And of course, the way the offense worked, you know, the punting game wasn't an issue, but, you know, when you're going to play a really good, again, that team, if you can believe those rankings, that's potentially the third highest rated team on our schedule. If you can believe certain rankings for whatever those star values and rankings are worth, whoever rates those. So that being said, we knew we needed to be at our best in all three phases, and we talked about it. We made improvement from week 1 to 2. That was a great challenge in all three phases. A great returner, we won the return game. We won the turnover game. They came in plus 4 or 5 in turnovers. We won the turnover game. We outrushed them. It's a physical game. That was good to see. We won the second half. And there's a lot of things that you talk about that you need to do to be a winning team. That was nice to see. We'll see if this team's good enough to keep going. Now you're going on the road. And you're going to play 4 Big Ten teams on the road. And now you got to bring that energy on the road. And you got to create that energy on the road. And it's the same field, but you've got to learn to do that. So it'll be interesting to see how far this team wants to go. They've worked hard, they prepared hard. Now we're wanting to see how hard they want to push themselves to really be a good team.
I guess
Last question, guys.
quickly, in that vein, I think you've scored touchdowns.
Dutra played today, Fuchs played today. They're all their injuries, right? You guys saw that, right? Injury-wise, we're fine.
I think
You guys
you
always talk
scored
injuries.
touchdowns.
Depth chart, you good? You play a bunch of guys. What else? All the things you guys make, all those Twitter things, you guys. All right, what else? We're good.
I think you've scored 5 touchdowns on your last 5 turnovers. You also talked about the long drive on the 4th down stop. Maybe somewhat in that vein of what you're talking about with an older, more mature team. Is there something different about this team when it's presented opportunities taking advantage of?
I'd like to say that we're sitting here and really stressing things. All we stress about is all that matters is the next play. I really thought Jonathan Crawford, and all of a sudden we started celebrating too much, and it's a 10-point game. I'm like, hey, now, that's a heck of a play. That's awesome. And I love the energy. So I don't want to lose the energy. We just had a very energetic locker room. It was awesome. So I never want to snip that energy. But there's so much football to play. Until it says double zeros and they blow the gun, you got to get on to the next play. When it's good or when it's bad, you got to keep playing. And that's all we're preaching. Now, they're mature. I'd like to say we make a big chart of like, hey, every time we turn, yes, those are great stats to look at. Our stat is we talk about you got to play the next play. All that matters is what's next. And now, you know, we're sitting 3-0. What's next is Wake Forest. It's going to be a good challenge, and we need a good week. And we'll take it day by day and have a go. Thanks for coming.
Players